Hey, fellow targeted individuals and other people on YouTube or people who are just interested in gang stalking or just happen to cross paths with this video. It's Thursday during the day. It's week 2 of me not having a job. So I have like a court date for Social Security disability in July. And that's a long time away. That's like 2 months away. And then I have to go online and try and renew my food stamps, which is sad because like I can work. Like I had a job, I was very good at it, and I'm kind of scared to just go out and apply for a job because right now the defenses I have, they're tenuous. They're working to where I'm not hurting too much. Like right now, they're kind of hitting me in the back and the chest. And it's sore, but it's not too bad. But I don't have any more money to buy a lot more defenses because I'm not working. So I'm a little. It'd be risky to just go get a job and then they get a foothold and they get more weapons or I think they'd have to get more stuff now to really kind of get past my plates. And I think with what I have now, if I placed them right, I could make it really good, but we're playing games where they're moving stuff back and forth, and so it'd be really risky to get a job. I might just go ahead and do it anyway, because we got to get out there. We got to still live our lives as much as we can. And I guess I got a couple of things to talk about. Really, I just want to make a video because I was sitting inside, and I play video games to keep my mind active. While they're abusing me and torturing me, so I don't get into a funk and just sit there. I've been like watching the internet, watching other targeted individuals, but playing video games that my old ones. I can't buy any new ones because I don't have any money. But I play my old video games to keep my mind active and just to keep me doing something. Read comic books to try and keep my mind going. So I'd recommend, always doing something, reading or writing or making videos or, going out to do something to keep active, keep your mind active especially, so you don't just like lay there and get tortured into a state of like basically a trance state. But my stuff's working all right, but I'm still getting hurt. And I can really tell. I moved the plate over to the left side of their house, like the front of their house, because I was like, well, I think they're probably just staying there, and I'm like thinking that they're moving to the back because I have no clue. But then I moved the plate over, and then I heard the EHF, so I got hit by EHF last night and this morning. And I heard the V2K a lot more, and so then I moved the plate back, and it takes them a long time to warm up, and I'm talking like, you gotta wait like a good week for it to really have power, and then 3 weeks for it to really generate a field where ELF will be stopped. But the thing is, the good thing about them is that when you do move them, like first off, they do affect the V2K and the EHF, like pretty much the same day. Not in the most powerful way, they're going to do it, but it still does have an effect. So if you immediately move it, you can tell a difference if you've been dealing with this stuff for a long time. But mainly I was just sitting inside, and I was watching some cool, I love Iron Man, and I was watching some music videos, kind of tributes to that, and I liked them all. I clicked on like on them, so if y'all can see that on my page, like they're really motivational videos for me. If you want to check them out, maybe it'll give you some inspirational strength. It's kind of like the song and kind of stuff he's going through in the video kind of just reminds me of like being strong and fighting through it. There's one part in like every one of the music videos in Iron Man 1, I don't know if y'all have seen it, where the villain has this thing that kind of paralyzes him. It's like this frequency that paralyzes him, and then he takes his I don't know, the chest thing that he has that powers his suit. I should know what that's called because it's in every movie that I watch. But and I'll think of it in like 15 minutes or something like that. But and he takes it out of me, paralyzed, and then I was just like looking at that, and I was like, wow, that's how I kind of feel, like paralyzed, and this guy is just kind of taking my heart out, you know. It's not really that bad, but I guess it is that bad. But then I got a text from a woman who is being attacked, and she's like, yeah, I'm definitely not going to say her name, but she has it rough. She still has a job, you know. I think she does her own thing and makes her own hours, so that's a blessing for her. But she's saying she's being hurt really bad, and like they're microwaving her spine and, you know, her arms and her legs, which is like what happens to me a lot. And you know, I texted back at the end. I was like, I texted back, just hang in there. And I was like, wow, that's so weak. Just hang in there. You know, what do you say to somebody who's like, well, I'm being slaughtered in my house and I'm trying to hold on to my job. These people are slaughtering me in my house and they're having fun doing it. You know, they're electronically doing it. Nobody believes me. Well, just hang in there. Well, I hope your torture doesn't get worse. Oh, well, you know, things will get better. Oh, we'll do this. I mean, it's just all so weak. So I came out immediately. I just want to make a video, put it up. I'm able to upload videos. It takes a day to upload one, so I just upload one at a time. I've been getting them up, and just talking about general things about my situation. You know, it's an incredibly awful situation. I'm not going out and getting a job right now. I'm kind of sitting in my house playing video games and just trying to keep my mind active, trying to figure out what I can do next, trying to figure out what kind of information I can get out there, what kind of information I can analyze and research to just to give me more of an arsenal of information to help with things. But so I ran out, and I don't really have a plan for making a video, but it just felt really weak, you know, saying that to her, like, just hang in there, you know. And let's see, Thursday during the day, pretty much wasted the whole day, just kind of, for most of the morning, they had the EHF going, and I could really hear the V2K from like 6 to 10, and then, you know, I moved a plate over like 9 to the point where I pretty much think they're at, you know, and it went down a lot, like they stopped hurting me, but they still kind of, you know, they get kind of in my back and on my spine with hardcore ELF, which is the extremely low frequency sounds that they can actually pinpoint at your muscles and make them sore, burn. Most of the time this morning I've just been kind of watching the internet, kind of huddled up against the side of my enclosure and trying to get some inspiration. But I watched these videos, and I watched them right when I moved in this house, so it's kind of weird. And I was watching them, and they're really inspirational, good music with, like, you know, scenes from Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. And I remember, and it wasn't, they kind of added stuff because I think Iron Man 3 came out after I found out about this, so there were videos with just Iron Man 1 and 2 when I moved in this house. And before I even knew I was tortured, I was watching those videos, and it just kind of brought me back. Like, I was being tortured watching them, and it kind of had something to do with what was going on. And now I kind of watch them, it brings me back, and it's inspirational, you know, to me to keep going. And so maybe just check those out and see if they hit your heart. I do want to comment on a comment that I got. You know, like I said, everybody can make comments, and I want to tell y'all kind of how I dealt with one. I got a great comment by a woman who was, pretty much saying, hey, thanks for speaking out for women. You know, thanks for putting that in your videos, and that's like something I'm going to do because, 70% of targeted individuals are women, and if what's happening to them is happening to me, then this is so satanic and dark and evil I mean, even it happening to guys is bad, but happening to women, what's happened to me, is unthinkable to me. So that's not even. I mean, like, nobody should be thanked for speaking out against raping women being raped in their homes. But I also it was a comment like right after that, and it was a guy who was like, "You're mentally defective. You're crazy, and you should be out." What'd he say? You should be out building a family. You should be out getting a job. Like, he's saying this, and I just lost my job, and like I'd love to build a family. He's like, you're gonna get thrown in the psych ward and all that stuff. And so, like, I mean, I didn't even get mad. I should get mad because of like what I've gone through and what we've gone through, and I should just get into it with him. I know a lot of y'all would say that, but I don't think that's the wise thing to do. So I simply just said what I thought. I said, I wish you were right. I wish I was crazy, because then I could take medication and this wouldn't be such a danger for our world. It's like, I wish you were right. Then he came back with a whole nother paragraph of like, oh, you're bothering that family, and, oh, la, 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 la. And I was like, man, I'm going to respond to him and just tell him he doesn't know what's going on. He needs to go research. But instead, I was just like, all right, I'm done. I said what I needed to say. I said, I wish you were right. I wish you were right. He doesn't know anything about it. And I was done. And I think that's what we all need to kind of do with those type of people. Because I saw it, I watched, like, I answered him. I said, I wish you were right, man. And that was it for me. And then he came back because he wanted to get into it with me. He wanted to, argue about it or whatever. And, I can sit there with that guy all day and be like, well, you need to go do some research on this. He was telling me that I need to study radio frequencies and physics, because this, can't exist. And as we all know, it's new technology. It's, it's microwave radiation, electromagnetic. It's electromagnetic frequencies. It's part electromagnetic frequency, part microwave radiation. It's a new technology. It's a new science that is covered up to do exactly this, to make people look crazy, and to work this program, to make them look like terrorists, so they have somebody to scapegoat and do whatever they're doing with, make money or whatever. And it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, I can go and study radio frequencies and, what's out there, but you can go study the patents for directed energy weapons too, because that's out there too. It's all out there. So, I didn't get mad about it, and I don't know, maybe I should be. Maybe that shows that, I don't know, I'm just at that point where it's like, I don't care about him. Like, he doesn't know anything. I care about y'all who know about this. I mean, I want to educate people, but somebody right out of the bat who's like, you're freaking crazy. And, I've heard people, they defend, my neighbor who's torturing me, murdering me, because he's hiding it very well. And that does kind of make me mad, that he can murder and rape, and I get in trouble for just saying, hey, you're murdering and raping, because he's hiding it well. So I just wanted to, talk about that. And what else? What else is going on? I got it pretty good though, man. I just, they're hurting me and stuff. I get headaches. Like, I'll feel small, like kind of pinches, but it won't be ELF that lasts long. It'll be buffered off. Because of the plates that I have. So really, it's a blessing, like how good I do have it. I can sleep at night. They kind of, when they can't get the EHF and the V2K and stuff like that, when they can't, really work that good, and when I've kind of got that buffered, they do kind of rely on the remote neural monitoring a lot. So, I have directed dreams, bodily functions, lots of having to go pee and do number 2, and so they kind of rely heavily on that. And I'm not really sure when I'm awake because I've been yelling a little bit, like I yell a little bit at them, but then I just stop. It's like it's not even worth it, because I don't think their feelings don't get hurt, because I think they have feelings. I think that they're just like, oh, we got him, because that's what they want. They want you yelling. So, basically just making this video because I had to do something. I still haven't filed a physical report with the FBI, but I'm kind of scared to do that. I'm not too trusting about walking in to the FBI office and filling out a physical report. I'm gonna do it anyway, but I'm just kind of holding off on it because I just don't think it's gonna be a ray of shining hope. I could be wrong. They could really help and start watching, but they say that that I am part of an investigation because I told them about this, but they just can't tell me anything about it. Last night I did walk out and I didn't videotape it, and a couple of times I videotaped it, but I wasn't sure about it. But last night I walked out and there was definitely a drone over there. Like, 'cause I saw the North Star. The North Star was up in the sky, and then way, way down below was this huge light, and it was red. It had red and green, and it stayed in the same place. And it was way too big to be a star, and so it was a drone. I mean, it was some kind of drone or some kind of some kind of aircraft up in the sky. I don't think it's hitting me, because if it was hitting me with microwaves, or maybe it may be some kind of delivery mechanism that this guy's trying to kind of connect with his stuff on the ground. But since I'm buffering it on the ground, it may not be working too good. But it's definitely not just shooting stuff at me itself, because I know if it had its own microwaves, I'd be feeling a lot worse. I think most of these mechanisms, radar, cell phone towers, satellite, drones, I think any mechanism, delivery mechanism, and I know this, like it's not really a theory, it's something because of my plates and what my plates have done, is that they are dependent on what these people put into their remote stations. You can't type up, I want this much electromagnetic energy, directed energy going towards this target, and then the satellite has it on it. The remote stations are, they put that into it, and then they use the delivery mechanism, be it a satellite, be it radar, be it cell phone tower, or drone, or whatever kind of aircraft or whatever. Because I know a lot of people are like, well, it's drones hitting me, or a lot of people say it's satellites. I think there are a lot of delivery mechanisms for this type of energy because it's just a frequency, But I do see it. I see it most nights. Too big to be a star. Too many different colors to be a star. And I know all this stuff is so outlandish and so much money spent on it, and it doesn't have anything to do with me. I think that's the first thing that these people who are trying to debunk us or say we're crazy, I think that's the first thing they go towards. They're like, why do you think you're so special? You're a nobody. I think he even said that. He was like, you're a nobody. Why would they go after you? And I was like, I didn't tell them this, but I was like, they don't care about me. They don't care about anybody they're attacking. It's more about the program. It's more about getting people together and organized to do this. And it's not even this that's the goal. I really do think this because of what I'm seeing in the world, what I see on the news, what I see on the internet. I think the people, at higher levels who did initiate this program know that it's coming to an end soon. They know that this is going to come out, and they're going to just scapegoat somebody and slither away. But that'll help them on the next thing they do to control us. So this is all just a learning experience for them. They know it's going to end. They know that gang stalking won't be around forever, but it'll help them to initiate some other type of program that they can hide, and they'll know how people will react to it from this, like a capstone event, but a worldwide capstone event. And this is worldwide genocide. Like, I want to be very clear about that. This is happening, and anybody can leave a comment, and I've told y'all that, and that guy can leave a comment and be like, well, you're the worst person in the world, and you're accusing your neighbors of this. and that's fine, but I'm not going to walk over to my neighbor's house and, like, punch him in the face. I'm not going to go on his property. I'm not going to do anything to hurt him. Like, I don't know if I see him outside, like, I may say something. I may call him a murderer or something like that, but I don't even think I'd do that because, the legal implications. I have to be smart. But, talking inside of my house at a normal volume and they hear me because they're illegally surveilling me, that's not necessarily attacking and messing with my neighbors. If they're not looking inside of my house and they're not doing what I say, then it won't bother them. It won't bother them at all. The things that this guy has done to my family and me, it's so atrocious that it's all put back on me like I'm just some crazy person. And I know we'll be vindicated. Like, I know that targeted individuals will be totally vindicated. Like I just see trends and stuff like that. I know that the people who initiated this know that it's not going to work out the way they want to, but it'll help them. They don't care about this one little program. They care about control, and this will teach them a lot of things about the next time, the next program that they roll out. That's kind of my theory. That's definitely a theory. I want to kind of disconnect that from what I know and what's happening to me. What else is going on? Yeah, just wanted to make a video to do something, and I'm getting them uploaded. Because of you guys, and target individuals and people who are interested in this stuff and disseminating information. I'm going up to 45,000 views. Like, that's because of y'all. I just want to let y'all know how many views I have, because that kind of gives me hope, seeing those numbers, and seeing thousands of people looking at this. It's and then I got a new psychiatrist a while back, like a half a year ago, because of the incident where they threw me in the behavioral rehabilitation center. And we talked at first, and at first he was like, he thought I was delusional or whatever. And now we talk, and he's like, well, I don't really know what's going on and what's not going on. And that's what I always get. If, like, I talk to somebody for a while, I get, well, I really don't know, but I'm just going to kind of help you with how you feel about it. And as long as I'm not saying that I'm going to go over and do something to my neighbor, which I'm not, because that won't help anything, then they're fine with it, and I'm fine with it. I think it's crappy. I think it's really crappy that, Americans can be attacked and killed in their homes. The people attacking them, have this air of authority, or that they're doing something where they can't be caught. But if we even try and defend ourselves, like, I got an ant on my glasses. Give me 1 second, guys. It's a big ant. But it's like, they can attack us in our homes, but if we can't, like, do what the Constitution was made for, that Americans, if their rights are encroached on or their lives are encroached on, we're supposed to be able to defend our lives. And if I even tried to do that, I'd be locked away. Police would come and handcuff me roughly, put me down on the ground, maybe even taser me or shoot me. So it's a great danger in even protecting yourself while somebody's murdering you. And we can't let America become this way. We can't let the world become this way. In a lot of ways, it already has. So we'll have to take it back. We'll have to dissent. That's the only way. That's the only way if enough people wake up and start protesting and dissenting. I guess I am a political activist now. I never wanted to be that. I just wanted to kind of deal with my own little world, because you feel, and this is what I find in life, is if you take care of yourself, you love yourself, and then you love your family, and then you love other people, and it spreads, and you can kind of create goodness in your own little corner, and nobody can save the world. I do love superheroes and things, but I'm not like, oh, well, I think of myself as Superman, I can save the world. We can all do our part. We can all I'll put as much of myself into this and stopping it as I can. But I know that, like, as one person, and I mean, you even see, like, people in real big groups, you know, like Occupy Wall Street or 9/11 Truth Movement, like big groups of people who really, they had a political cause. It's like even those big groups have trouble affecting a lot of change. But once a lot of information's out, like, I mean, especially about innocents being killed in their homes, then a lot of people start becoming active. They start watching out for things like that. They start watching out for weird things, and then we can kind of start turning the wheels back. I really believe it's possible. Like, I really believe it's possible. It seems hopeless sometimes. It seems, this guy, I mean, he just tortures me every night and every day. And, like, he'll just get his friend, you know, they switch out, and it's really violent. You know, they'll yell at me while they're hurting me. If they hurt me worse, and they yell harder, and they hate harder. And they're mad because they're murdering me and destroying my family. Or that's just part of the act, I guess. It's so confusing to me. But yeah, so, I mean, I'm doing okay right now. I mean, a little bit of pain, a little bit of muscle pressure, hear a little bit of V2K, but I can't even hear what they're saying. It's just like, mostly it's just the high pitch, the women who are talking. It's like that I'll hear when I've really buffered it, and that's the worst, because sometimes I'll just hear his wife. Like, it barely I'll hear, but I'll hear that she's in distress. Like, I won't hear what she's saying because her voice is the highest pitched voice out of all the V2K participants. When I buffer it, that's the one that kind of comes through. And I shouldn't have said that, because now, you know, they're probably gonna, you know, it's hard to say anything about this because, you know, they're surveilling and they're working on what they can do to get through to you and stuff like that. But at least I don't. I mean, at least I don't know. It just really sucks. That's the worst thing about it. It really is to me. And I know this will sound. I don't know what it'll make me sound like. It's true. But hearing his wife in distress is the worst part of this, because they're torturing her too, and she doesn't want it in her house, and they really don't care. They're just trying to handle her. They're just trying to be like, oh, we got to do this, and they just keep doing it over and over. And I know it's a nightmare for her. So, like, we've all got to really, really be aware that there are real people involved, good and bad, on both sides, and they're stuck, and there's this big machine kind of rolling with this directed energy weapon stuff, and a big machine of, like, people grouped up, and they're just rolling along, rolling over people. So we've really got to be aware and really try and just be the best people you can be. Like, not, don't yell at people unless you, I mean, like street theater, vehicles and stuff like that with one light, cops caravanning. Just be very careful about acting out. I know we have rights. We should be mad. We should react. So I guess I can't really give any advice. I've done it. So just be careful. Be careful to stay a good person, because when you stay a good person, I just have a feeling that if you stay a good person through all this stuff, you can even affect people who agree with this program. You can even affect them and make them change their minds about things. And that's really important. Like, if you just, like, say you're like, I'm gonna murder everybody because I'm all angry, and, you know, people are torturing me in my house, and I'm gonna burn the world, you know, you're gonna get people who are kind of on the fence going, well, maybe this program is right, it picked the right people. And that's not true or anything, but it can still affect people, you know. It's not true, but some people who kind of, they're on the fence and they really do want to kind of go along just so it'll be easier for them, you know, that would be a thing that could just kind of push them over the fence. I don't really have anything that I was planning. I guess I'm gonna maybe read the patent on the radar delivery device that some of this electromagnetic frequency is pushed through. And that's the reason I really felt like, I know that maybe these Hispanic gentlemen have ground weapons, or they may not. I know there's a bunch of stuff in this house right behind me, remote and ground weapons. But that's why I kind of thought maybe there was something going on between the houses, not because I heard the Mexican gentleman speaking on V2K, but I was like, well, maybe they're bouncing it off of a radar on the other side. Somehow, or have some kind of ground, like I don't know, some kind of ground connection, where they could pipe through some of the V2K that they're doing on a ground connection, and then, from that side it would sound like it was them. What I do know, though, is with radar, these people can make the V2K sound like it's coming pretty much from anywhere. Because when I walk along this wall of my house, like, it'll sound like it's coming straight across from there when I walk to that side, and it's like, sounds like it's in the same room. And then I'll walk to the other side, it sounds like it's coming straight across. And I know some of y'all would think, like, oh, well, maybe it's not coming from your neighbor's house, and because they're just making it sound like that. But there's been so much evidence that it is. Like, I mean, I've seen this dude in his window with a weapon. I've heard him talking about it. Their lights are on all the time. Just a pile of evidence. Like, I could do pages of evidence, which I may actually do, to prove that, it is in his house. Just so much evidence that, like, I could tell other people about it, and they could just totally dismiss it all day long. Like, oh, well, some people just leave their lights on all the time, and I'd be like, well, in this economy, I doubt somebody would leave their lights on 24 hours a day all throughout their house, but they'd have some reason, why that's not crazy. But I guess I just want to wish and hope the best for y'all out there, like, that y'all aren't doing bad right now, that y'all are in the least amount of pain you can be in. I see testimonials where, people, it seems like they're being microwaved, and they're just like, well, I'm being fucking microwaved, and I guess I'm going to put videos out, and they're just going to kill me. And I would just stress to fight these people. I mean, if you do think they're going to kill you, make them work for it. Make them work for every inch. Make them work for every inch. Like, make them work for every inch. Don't just be their little murder puppet that they can murder all the time, their rape puppet. Make them work for this. We've got to make them at least work. Even if and I totally believe we're going to win this. I believe that this will go away. I don't believe that, like, all the evils in the world and all evil systems, like, there's going to be something new, after this, because corrupt money and control is going to think of bad stuff to do, not really care about people. But this is going to go away, and I truly believe that. But even if, and this is just another dimension that's not going to happen, even if they're going to murder us all and they're going to win and this is going to come into effect, make them work for it. Make them work for it. Be a hard-ass target. Be the hardest target you can think of. They hate it when you're laughing. They hate it when you're enjoying yourself. So do those things. I don't know what else. I'm kind of sad because I lost my job. But even though I lost my job, there's this girl there that I really liked, and I guess I've said this 100 times. I probably had so many friends and so many girls who I could have, like, hey, invited to my house and, like, watched movies and been friends with and always hung out with people. And this has made me lose that. Like, I'll be in a conversation with her and, we kind of flirt, and then I'll stop it because it can't really go anywhere. I can't invite her over to my house because I have aluminum paint everywhere. 2 blue jays. Little family of blue jays. My grandma always used to say that blue jays were really good luck. I got a whole lot of blue jays in my yard. I also got that black fox squirrel. I keep seeing him. He's stuck around here. I don't know where, because I see a bunch of gray squirrels, and then I see a black fox squirrel. He lives, I don't know if he lives in one of my trees or the neighbor's tree. I think he probably lives in my tree, because most of them live in the pine trees. But anyway, I mean, there's so many relationships that, like, I've lost, or not really lost, but friends that I'd hang out with all the time, and just relationships that I really, really would have liked to have had, because they would have strengthened me and, like, strengthened the people, me giving them strength, and just really, I miss out on that. But it will come. Like, God will provide. Like, I really do believe that. Like, He winks at me all the time. And if y'all know what I mean, it's like He's always winking at me. He knows what we're going through. And I guess that was another thing I wanted to talk about. I know that we're all alone. Like, I know these people killing you don't care about you. They could kill you in a night and just have their bacon and eggs and walk out in the street and have a good day. But, like, there are tons of great people who do care, but beyond that, God knows what you're going through. God knows, and He is trying to carry us all through. And I don't understand why evil has to exist, especially this huge, huge amount of evil, where somebody kills somebody, doesn't even know them, doesn't care, tries to make them look crazy. I can't even understand that. But He knows we're going through this, and look for Him winking at you. Just like today, it was like I was watching one of my videos, and this is kind of what I think. I don't think this is like, I'm not like saying in any kind of schizophrenic way that, oh, God's talking to me through the internet. It's more of it's more how the universe works. It's more of how coincidences come together and things like that. And I was watching one of the videos that I had got putting up just to make sure that, I should watch them before I put them out, because I do ramble a lot, and I should just make sure that everything kind of flows together. But really, this is it. What I'm talking about, this is me. This is what I think about it, with the rambling, with everything, especially being microwaved so hard. And first I want to make my point, and then I'll go to that point. But I was watching that video, and it ended, and you know how something will come up on YouTube right afterwards, and it was like this video where it was like Thor gets his power back, and he's like, he gets killed by the destroyer, and then, Jane cries a tear on him, and then the hammer comes to him and stuff like that. And it really just, like, it made all the hairs on my back stand up. And it's just like, it was like God winking at me, He's saying, you're right in this. You're not a bad person. You're good. Keep fighting. I love it. I love the life I've had. I love what I've learned in life about being good and helping people. These people do lie about me, and they've trapped me kind of in a villainous reputation, but I don't believe it for a second. They're not making me feel guilty. They make other people hate me or whatever, but that's them. I mean, I know who I am, and God kind of winks at me and lets me know who I am. So look for that, and never feel guilty. Like, none of you can't. None of the gang stalking victims, and most of y'all are Christians and good, and you've never done anything wrong. But even if you have done something wrong, this execution slowly and torture over years, you don't deserve it. So just know that. Look for those things. Look for those things spiritually in the world. If you feel alone, even in these videos, like the videos of other people's testimony, look for it in my videos. It's such a hall of mirrors, not a hall of mirrors, because that's distortion, but it's like a mirror inside of a mirror inside of a mirror inside of a mirror inside of a mirror. That's how the universe works. It's you could watch this video and you might get a wink from God in this video when I'm talking about getting a wink from God from another video. And it's the same thing with inspiring people. On my last video, I was so happy that somebody else had mentioned me and said they started making videos because of me, and that made me so happy. I was like, man, just that one person, because he may inspire others, and it just grows and it grows. And it's like there is hope. There's hope. I mean, I know I'm not just saying there's hope. That's what, oh God, that's what I should say more things like that instead of just saying just hang in there. Like, I mean, but if I talk, well, when I talk to people, I'll tell them, but factually, I know because I've seen it. Like, this is such a hopeless situation. These people are torturing me all the time. I can't do anything. Like, I didn't even go have dinner with my parents, like, the other night. My dad will send me a text message saying, like, I just wanted to tell you that I love you, son, because they think I'm bonkers. This guy, I mean, he doesn't know what's going to happen to me. My dad, and I love him, and he sends me text messages like, I just wanted to tell you that I love you. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know anymore what anybody believes, because I never act crazy, and I talk about it very, very logically. And so sometimes I'd rather people not believe me, because I think it'd be simpler on their life. But it is happening, and it's just going to hurt a lot of people no matter what. Like, but there's hope. There's factually hope. I've seen it. I've seen it in my family. There's love that never dies. There's stuff inside of you that these people will never see and never be able to touch. Just a core inside of you that they can't microwave. And one of my friends, James, and like I really, like I'm not going to say his last name, but like he really is an awesome guy. He's really smart. He did one video, and I watched it like 3 times, I think, and I was just like, oh man, that guy's smart. Like, he really inspires me. And he commented, and he said, he quoted me. He said that, they can't microwave our spirits. They can't microwave our soul. I'm trying to think which way. They can't microwave our souls. And that's so true. There's stuff inside of us that these people haven't accounted for. They can account for the whole human body. They can, and I know they haven't done this. Like, I really believe they haven't, like, they can't look into your brain. They can look at your visual cortex and little flashes of things. But even with that, there's something they can't microwave, they can't see, they haven't accounted for. They're human beings, and they will fail. Evil fails big because really the nature of human beings is to be good. These people who are very psychopathic and murderers are in a minority. And they trick a lot of people to not think that a murder's going on and that they're just harassing or bullying somebody, which isn't like completely psychopathic or sociopathic. It's mean, but those people aren't like gone. They bully somebody, but they could be brought back and be good people. But I want to say, I wish that guy would have done more than one video. Maybe he will in the future. I don't know his situation. I'm not judging him for not making them. I'm sure he's doing what he thinks is right about this, and I hope he's doing great. Watching his videos, like, one video was better than 50 of mine. He's just a very faithful guy, and I gained a lot of strength from just watching him. And he's just a real smart guy, just a real good, smart guy. His video was like, just talking about like the general stuff about it, not even really insulting his attackers. And then, I saw a comment down the way, which is like with a Baphomet avatar, and it was like, go fuck yourself, faggot, your shirt's fucking gay. And I could tell that was like one of his stalkers. His stalkers are very satanic. They purport to be satanic, and they like say 666, and they try and like put stuff in his head that is like satanic. Mine, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna go into that right now about what I think their beliefs are. I just think any beliefs where you're killing people in their sleep, even if it's connected to the state, or even if it's connected to some type of authority within a secular system, it's still cultish. It's still not occult, not secret. It is occult, but I think it's a cult. Like, when you are killing people in their sleep, even if you think you're doing it for your neighborhood or your state or like some kind of program that's okay, I think it's still a cult. Because I've heard these people talking on V2K, and when they explain it, they're like, he's got to go, when they're talking to his wife, because they're trying to handle her. and she is blameless in this. She's a victim of it. Like, she needs to know that. Like, I mean, I wish they would let her know that and leave her alone, and because she's blameless, she's a victim, and I think that she feels something, and I don't know why I'm getting into this. I'll end it with, I think she feels guilty sometimes, like she thinks she's letting it go on, but she's not. She is a blameless person in this, and she's a very good person, completely blameless, and not only completely blameless, but has tried to help me. And that's what I'm saying about this being complicated. I want to get off of that real quick. I do that because I just see I accidentally do that because when I see really good people and they stick to their guns no matter what, I really respect that. I just respect it so much because that's what will save our world. Not one group, not one person, not one ideology. I mean, and I have a personal opinion about Christianity being the way to go. But if you're a good person and you're trying to do good and you stick to your guns, that's the type of person who will change the world, who will turn the tide. A lot of those type of people, and not one person can do it. We can all throw as much energy as we can into it, and we see it. I mean, like, on this side, the people being attacked, tortured, and murdered, we see it with this group who they fuse these agencies together. They've consolidated power. There are a lot of people working on this, and they'll just attack one person, and we see what a bunch of people versus one can do. I think we're still doing good with a bunch of people after us. I think all of us are doing really good. Even if you're crippled in your bed and you're still alive, I think you're doing great. Having this many people and this many cowards who need to gather together to trick and kill somebody. But you do see the power in having a bunch of people get together, And people, like, I say that, and I'm like, oh, we need to get together. There are lots of groups that are doing that. OSHA, the other group, I can't remember the acronym. It's like the Foundation Against the Covert FHCC. Gosh, I should know that like the back of my hand. It's like the Foundation Against the Abuse of Covert Technologies, Foundation Against the Abuse, FAA Against the Abuse of Covert Technology, FAACT. That doesn't sound right. I think it's like FACCT. I don't know. Whatever that organ, the biggest one, Foundation Against the Abuse of Covert Technologies. That's a big one, and there's a conference call every Saturday night at like 9 Central Time, and I'm going to try, like, I haven't been on those. I've been on small conference calls, but I really want to experience the big conference calls. A lot of people are protesting in New York about this right now. In New York, this thing is huge. Like, the people that I know in New York, they're actually, it's like going on, like, you can just see it on the streets. Like, tons of people are being targeted, and just you can see it out on their streets. It's like chaos. For me, in this city, I know there are other targeted individuals, especially when I see vehicular stalking. I know that they're not just, I'm not just the one targeted individual in the city. I know that these vehicular stalkers, they drive past me and then they go to their next target, and that's how they make money or get gift cards and stuff like that. I do want to say that since I did get fired from my job, like, I'll drive out in my car, and the caravanning by police is reduced so dramatically. I'm talking about not even, it's more than 50%, because they just, like, I don't have a routine where I'm driving out and I'm going on my job where I'd see 50 cop cars a day, sheriffs and city police. Now I'll see like one or two, maybe occasionally when I go out, not even every time. Every time I do go out, I'll see about 10, and I don't go out for long, I'll go out for like 30 minutes or whatever, and I'll maybe see like 10 to 20 one-light cars. The one-light cars are still pretty much a staple of my stalking, but the police aren't so heavily involved. and there are businesses involved in this. They get whatever kickbacks or money, and I'm sure it's not presented that way with them. They think they're doing something above board. They think they're fighting terrorism. They think they are keeping an eye on dangerous people. So it's not presented to these people in a way where they're like, hey, we're going to harass this innocent civilian. They think all kinds of things about me, I'm sure. But especially ones that I mention. Like if I mention them on video, then I'll see a bunch of them because they're looking for things that bother me. So if I mention FedEx, now I see FedEx cars everywhere. They'll T-bone me across streets. I'll see 2 FedEx cars caravanning. And then one time I mentioned something about these little white kind of vans, and I think they're they're food distributors, like local food distributors. But I said, what are those little white, vans? They don't have any markings on them, and it's usually young, kind of stoner-looking guys driving them. And it's usually food. It's like, they bring food to places, coffee to places, and they don't have they don't have like a sticker for the business, and so they started kind of putting those around me everywhere. Like I see a bunch of those driving past me and T-boning me and stuff, because I guess they figured that it was a big mystery to me that I was like, oh, it's unmarked vans. It has something to do with, I don't know. I mean, in their heads, like I'm a crazy retard and I'm paranoid about everything. That's a weakness for them. And like I can say this and I can speak logically and I can show them. Like I'm not showing them my intelligence, but I can like make videos like this and I can speak clearly and I can actually know what's going on without much to go on, and they'll still be like, oh, he's retarded and he's paranoid, because they gotta kind of go along with it. I guess that's all I want to say. Vehicular stalking is down, but still it affects me. There was this one girl in the kind of the convenience store that I go to, and we like I think she had a boyfriend or whatever, but we were talking about video games, and she liked video games, and we were just talking about that, and it seemed very friendly. But then, like, after, like, it was about a week till I saw her the next time, and they just drilled me. And I went in there, and I was, like, shaking because I had been microwaved so bad, like, my upper spine, and I was just shaking. I knew I looked bad, but, like, I wasn't acting weird or anything, but she just kind of gave me a cold response. And I'm not saying she was in on the gang stalking. I'm saying she saw me, and she was like, what's going on with this guy? Because I was being murdered. And I still am being murdered. But that's one thing that I really want to tell y'all. There is hope. It's not a false hope. It's not something that I'm trying to put out there. There is hope, even though this is so evil and it's so incredibly ridiculous and murderous. There is factual hope that I've experienced. There is a God. There is a loving God. Like, and I don't know. I mean, as a Christian, I believe in Jesus Christ, but like, there's something there. There's something really good that is watching over us, and that if you connect with that, things might not turn out exactly right, but there will be love in your life. There will be love in your life, and that's the most important thing. Like, even through this, I know that we've all lost so much, and you feel like maybe you've lost the love of your family or love of your friends or whatever, but there is a great loving power that we don't completely understand. It doesn't agree with this kind of stuff these people are doing. It doesn't agree with that, and it is on our side, and it watches all of this. And I don't know what I mean by watches all. It's not like surveilling us, but in a spiritual way, connected in our world, in our universe. It sees this. It's connected to it, and it can give you great strength. It can give you great strength if you believe. I've been connected to it. It like God winks at me, He does. He winks at me all the time. He gives me things so I can get through this. Why it's happening to me, I'd rather it not be happening to me. I'd rather be a normal person with, a wife and a child. I'm 34 years old, so I'd rather not be dealing with this. But right now, at this point in time, this guy's not going to stop, and I can't get out of this house. So I have to do whatever I can to make good come out of this, whatever I can, even if I die. And I think me saying that, like right now, I'm doing pretty good. They're not hurting me that bad. They're not torturing me that bad. So I'm blessed. And y'all can look at that, because I know y'all seen me worse than this. And those plates really do the stuff that I'm finding out there. And it started with my ex-girlfriend, saying, hey, get these plugs, get these Altera plugs. They stop electromagnetic frequencies, like cell phone signals and stuff like that. You started using those, that buffer them out. They upped the frequency, they got more weapons. They got past it in a couple of weeks. I got some more, and then I got a personal defender. And it is, you're not going to be able to get something and it's like, boom, that's it. Because they have access to free weaponry. They're making money from it. They can do a lot of stuff. They can really amp up these frequencies using something that I don't know. But it makes them work for it, and that's control. You want control in your life, and there's a lot of ways to get control of your life, and that's a way to do it. Is to make them work for it. Make them work to kill you. Even if they're going to kill you, make them work for it. And I don't know people's situations out there. I can't imagine if I didn't have these plates, and I've said this in my last video, and like I told y'all, I say things over and over because I think this propaganda is getting to me. They say things over and over, and then I start to say things over and over. But I'll say them over and over so you can hear them. Or maybe if somebody stumbles across this video and doesn't see my other videos. But, there are just things that you can gain control. And I'm not, maybe not even defense, but other things in your life or that you're good at that you can gain control. Like these videos, putting out information. I don't want to tell y'all numbers to like brag. But in a 24-hour period, I got 85 views on one of my videos. In a 24-hour period. This is to give y'all hope, not, I'm awesome speaker, whatever. No, what I'm saying is, in a 24-hour period, like, I built up a base of people who watch my videos, people who are being gang stalked, maybe people who are watching for it. In 24 hours, a day, I got 84 views. That means that a lot of people are looking at this information. That it's good. That's good. There is hope. We are moving forward. Without a doubt. If we all did this, I can't. What really touches me, and I can't tell anybody what to do, but when women speak out, it helps. I think it helps the cause more. Because it's so horrible to think that people are actually raping women in their homes, and I know it's an embarrassing, shameful thing, but we've got to speak out if we want it to end. And I don't want anybody to do what they don't want to do, or something they think that will, make it worse. Don't think I'm doing that. I'm just saying, I see those videos of women going through this, and it's just like, actually, that's what makes me yell at my attackers the most. I'll watch a video about a woman who's being hurt and microwaved in her home, and then that's why I yell at them. I'm like, y'all are involved in a program that's raping women all over the United States. This is like, a worldwide genocide. You're scum to me. You're fucking scum. I don't care what the fuck you think. We're gonna beat you. You're shit. You're pieces of shit. Oh yeah, y'all should hear what I say. You ever want to hear what I say to my stalkers and my murderers, like on a personal level? Look at some of Jiminy Cricket's videos where he says stuff on his video, and that's how I sound personally to him. I try and keep it personal. I try not to bring it out on my videos, but like when he says, and I don't mean to bring Jiminy. Like what he's doing, like I don't believe in his whole theory, but what he's doing is good. He's putting out videos, he's putting out information. It'll help us. Even though I don't really agree with everything he says, he is being targeted. But when he goes, you pieces of shit, that's how I look when I'm talking to my stalkers personally. I don't like yell it so that they could hear it through their house. I'm like at a normal tone in my house or in my car. which is still bad. It could still get me in trouble. But these people are murdering me, so it's kind of a gray area. It's a gray area how you react. It's a gray area how you react. Just you can't do violence to them. Like, I mean, that's a thing that I'm saying. Like I've talked about Myron Mays, and I look at the Navy Yard shooter, and those things covered up. Even the things that they put out, like their letters to people about being targeted, are covered up by the mass media. Now it may catalyze other targeted individuals, but videos like this can catalyze other targeted individuals way better. So violence isn't really an option. Like, even though I should be able as an American to defend my life, the only time I would do that is if somebody came into my house. And I haven't bought a gun. I've thought about buying a gun. I'm still not sure if I'm going to. But the thing is, is that I could get something in my house. If somebody breaks into my house and they are like a gang stalker or a stranger and they want to hurt me, I can grab something and defend my life. What I do, and they don't do that to me. Like, they don't do that to me because I'm a guy, and I think they're a little bit intimidated of coming into my house when I'm there, not when I'm not there. When I'm not there, they come in all the time. They've left little signals and stuff that they can come into my house as they please. But the thing that I worry about is I think about the people surrounding these young girls or older women, and I don't think they're intimidated by them. And I'm not saying anything about women that they can't defend themselves. A lot of these people may have gotten it. They may have gotten it when they came into these women's houses, but I know that I've heard of a lot of instances where these people actually break into the homes of, like, physically break in and physically rape the targeted individual women. And I'm not trying to scare any targeted individual women out there. Just lock up real tight. I really worry about that because I know that a lot of guys, even though you could defend yourselves, the women targeted individuals, they aren't intimidated. They're like, well, I can just, take her out because they're disgusting rapists. And I didn't want to go off on that. I don't want to scare anybody who's a woman who's a targeted individual because I don't know how much they do that. I've only heard of, like, a couple occasions. Leave a comment if that's happened to you. I hope it's not happening everywhere. Maybe it's not happening a lot. I don't mean to scare anybody by any of my videos, but we all know what this entails. It entails murder and torture and rape, so it's already scary, I guess. Alright, I kind of want to back away from that. I do want to say, it needs to be talked about because it is happening, but I just don't want to scare anybody. I don't want to scare anybody. I just want to give hope to all y'all that you do have the power to stop this, we do have the power to dissent. These people don't control our lives, and they don't have the authority to do so, no matter what the state has said, no matter what kind of underground kind of rules they have that aren't even laws that the American people don't even know about. It doesn't matter. They don't have the right to do this. They don't have the power to do this. They have murder. That's their power, and that's evil. So I guess that's all I want to say today. It's about an hour video. I don't know what I want to call it. Because, see, I've been like so tired, and they've been like, it's gone on for so long. Like the torture that I'm like just putting the dates on my video. I'm like, TI update. But I feel like it's better for me to organize, and I think y'all maybe like it better when you know what you're gonna get out of my video, like the main topic. I was talking about so much general stuff in this one, so there really was no main topic. Nothing to really bring it all together. Hope? Have I done one on hope? Can we all hope? Can we all hope this is gonna fucking end? Oh, wow. I really hope it ends soon. But that's what, maybe a wink from God. A wink from God, that's what I'm gonna call it. A wink from God. He winks at you, man. This loving creator that we have, he controls everything. He's in everything. And if you're good and like you just cleanse yourself, like, I don't know, if you just like look for it and he knows you're struggling, he'll give you a way out. Like, and I'm not talking about running away, but he'll give you something. And it's a fact. Because with me, I was like, at the beginning, this guy was trouncing my head, with the EHF, and I was just like, it was like such a high pitch that it was like burning the nerves just with the EHF, not ELF. Just like watching the Daystar channel, like kind of on my side, like kind of just halfway watching, halfway unconscious, and not able to really move or anything. Like having things on both sides and nothing on top, little pieces of mirror and stuff like that. And now I have plates that really buffer it out where I don't have to, rely so much on my enclosure. I can move about my house. The enclosure is good though. But it was struggle, it was hard work. A lot of it came from people around me, like my ex-girlfriend. She told me about the plugs, so a lot of it was like really him working through other people, and it's really made the difference. Like I don't know if I would be in a mental institution or dead. I think dead. I think I'd be dead if I didn't have the plates, because like I move some of these plates. And they do the remote neural monitoring a lot. Like they'll hit me in the chest, but they don't have enough power to do that with ELF, and I think they realize that. So they'll use the remote neural monitoring, to give me heart palpitations. And the other night they used it to suffocate me. Like I kept waking up. So they can really affect your autonomous nervous system. Autonomic? I gotta look that up. Your nervous system, like your nerves that go from your brain to your heart to your lungs, that part of your nervous system that starts in your brain, and the nerves that stem from it, like your arms. That's why I'll start feeling sore in my wrist or in my hand, or tingling in a couple of fingers. And so what they're doing is they're shooting a microwave somewhere in my brain, and it's hitting nerves, and then I'll feel a tingling in my hand. So they're playing around with that. And the bad thing is, the longer that we sit here for years and years and years, the better they get those pathways, the more they learn those pathways. So it's like at first they may be able to give you a little tingle in your pinky, but before you know it, they can make your hand fall asleep. And they just that's how they do it. They sit there forever and use these things that they've been handed, these directed energy weapons, the remote neural monitoring, they've been handed, and so they just sit there all the time. They make money from it, and then they just learn about it and slowly kill you. And then if you become a danger, like if you start speaking about it, like this guy doesn't want to test it anymore. He wants me gone, so he doesn't have to do it, I guess. And which I don't understand. That's that's confusing to me. Like whether he wants to do it or not, whether he just has some kind of, I don't know about him, but what I'm saying is the longer they sit there, the more precise they can become. The more acquainted with your frequency, the more acquainted with your body they can come with all these things that you're hooked into. Like the remote neural monitoring, and I don't know about the EHF and the V2K and the ELF. Those are things, I guess they can strengthen them by knowing what hurts you on what part of your body or not. But the remote neural monitoring is a big worry for me, because it's like, on one hand, I feel like you can adapt to those things, because I've adapted to them. Like the directed dreams aren't as powerful, but that could be because of the plates. The urges to use the bathroom, I've kind of adapted other muscles to stop that. So there's adaptation from you, and then there's them getting more familiar with the things they're hitting in your brain, the nerves they're hitting in your brain with the microwave, with the remote neural monitoring. So it's kind of a fight. It's a battle, and you want to adapt to it. You don't want to feel like you're a rag doll and like you can't do anything. Fight. Humans have been adapting and evolving since we were created, since we weren't even human. I do believe in evolution. Like, I believe in Jesus Christ, I believe in God, but I do believe that there is that adaptation and evolution. Leave your comment below on that. we can discuss evolution. But I know that humans can adapt, and I know that if we don't just sit there, don't be that Pavlovian dog. And Jiminy Cricket talked about it, and I hope he doesn't mind. Like, Jiminy, if you watch my videos, contact me if you don't want me saying your name. Like, he's a really big, he's out there. He's an out there person who's being targeted. He wants to be well known, and that's good. He's putting out videos of information, and like I said, I don't endorse all of his theories. I'm more of a guy who's like, let's just say what's going on with this, but it doesn't matter. He's doing a great job because he's putting videos out, and he says a lot of smart things. And one of the smart things that he said is that he said that there's the Pavlovian dog experiment where they put a dog behind a glass wall, and the dog would jump into the glass wall and it wouldn't be able to get out. And then these dogs, eventually they, after a long period of time where they were jumping up against the glass wall, viciously trying to get out, they removed the glass plate, and the dogs stopped trying to jump, try to jump through, even though the glass wasn't there. So we can't become like that. You got to fight with all your might to not be conditioned to just take this stuff. We got to make them work for it. We got to be better than our animal instincts. We've got to use something else, which is our spirit. And God's there for us to do that. Ask Him for strength. I don't say these things just. I think a couple of times I've said them just to make y'all feel better, just to try and be positive, just to try and fake it until I could make it. But really, what I'm saying now is so factual for me that He's there. And I don't know where this is going. I could die tomorrow, but I don't know where it's going after that, and I don't know what His plan is, but I know it's a good plan, even with death and evil in the world, because it exists, and there's a balance that goes back and forth. Sometimes, things are really good. Sometimes evil kind of infests everything, and there's a balance, and I don't know why that exists. I don't know how some people could be so callous or not be connected with each other, or connected to that energy that I feel is love. I don't understand it, because even I'm not a perfect guy. I'm definitely not a perfect guy. But love, it feels like that's the strongest thing in the world, that holds people together. You can help people the most. But I don't understand. I don't understand it all. Nobody understands it all. The gang stalkers don't understand it all. The big bankers who control all the money in the world, the 1%, who some of these programs trickle down from into our society, they don't understand it all. Nobody on earth understands it all. And even if there are aliens out there, they don't understand it all. But there is a force. There is a force that is love, and it creates life and creates destiny and souls, and it does understand it all. And it understands a bigger picture than we could ever imagine. So trust in that. Trust in that, and pray to it, and just pray for strength from that. We will get through this. I say that, but I really believe it. I know our society will get through this. I don't know, this guy could get some kind of weapon that goes to my wall and stops my heart. He could just be have a connection to get some kind of laser and just stop my heart. So I don't know what I'd be able to do against that. The human body is the human body, but I know that God would even turn that into something good. So I really believe in this love. I really believe in it, and I believe that it's worth fighting for. And we all, we're in it already. We didn't have a choice. They picked us, they targeted us. So we got to fight it anyway. So you might as well fight it with the most love and the biggest power in the universe, which is God. All right, guys. I'll definitely see you on the next one. I love y'all. I hope you're doing all right. Please email me. I'll try and answer all the emails. Just want to give out, and Jiminy, just let me know if you don't want me talking about any of your stuff. But I think it'd be good if some people watching my videos aren't watching his. I think he should. He says a lot of smart stuff. I don't believe in his big theory. And I think a lot of people, we should watch all target individuals' videos, no matter what kind of theories they have. But he says a lot of things that are right on. He's very smart. He studies it. He puts out good videos. The artificial intelligence theory. He talks about semantic priming, stuff that you see on the internet that is meant for you. That's like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe that we should give these people that much credit. And I don't believe that they're smart enough to have an artificial intelligence that does this. I think it's people, and they have directed energy weapons. But even though I disagree on some big points with him, he puts out information. He's passionate about it, and he's really right about a lot of things, about sociological things about this and how people act. So, a lot of things we do agree on. And just let me know, Jiminy, if you do watch my videos, if you don't want me to, or email me or whatever, and I won't say anything on my videos. I feel like he's like one of the biggest target individuals out there. Like, he has tons of views. Like, he puts out a video every day. And if any of y'all haven't seen his stuff, definitely check it out. All right, so and I might as well say I don't want to start saying a bunch of target individuals. I don't know if they want me telling about their stuff, but that one that's one that's on my mind a lot, because he does say tons of smart stuff. Like, he is very educated, but I don't know if he defends himself. I think they really hurt him bad. It's one that's really on my mind a lot. Like, especially because his big theory, he's gone into a big theory, like where he, thinks he has the answer for it, which I don't agree with. But I don't think that he's doing something bad for target individuals. I think that they just look at that and see some of the evidence, and then look at it all. It all works. It works because he's getting information out, and he's a smart guy. I think he's wrong about some things. He may think I'm wrong about some things, but that's one that's a lot on my mind, because I'm like, is this guy? Well, I won't talk about it all. I kind of think, like, big theories do hurt us. Like, and I have big theories about, like, maybe who's doing this. Like, but I think it's people, But I feel like sometimes that may hurt us. But then I thought about it a lot, and I'm like, any information you get out there is good, and he is really passionate about it, and he's really trying to do, what he can to stop it, and so I really respect him for that. And, I support any targeted individual, unless they're going on killing sprees, then I don't support them. But, like, if they have some theory that they think is right and I don't agree with it, I'm still going to support them, putting out information. He's definitely a smart individual. So I guess that's one that's really on my mind, because he has a huge unifying theory. Anybody who has a huge unifying theory about something, I'm kind of like, does that really help us? But, but the other, like, everything he talks about, other than that is very smart. He has guests on, like, he's a big name in the targeted individual community, so I don't think he'll mind me talking about him. And I do want him to know what I think. Like, I'd like to talk to him, and stuff like that. I'd like to talk to every target individual. I guess I got off on a tangent there. But he's just like that. He's definitely on my mind when I think about people who are speaking. I'm like, but really, he's doing a good thing. He really is doing a good thing. and he's been really hurt by this. Like, you know, as we all are. Like, he's a very smart guy who should have a job. He shouldn't be, you know, yelling and being mad, just like me. Like, I yell and I get mad. Like, we shouldn't be at that point. We should be out, you know, contributing to society, because we're smart guys. Like, all target individuals are smart people, and they can contribute to society. Alright, guys, that's where I'm going to end it. Yeah, Jiminy, let me know because I haven't talked to you, but definitely send me an email at vulcanwolverine@gmail.com if you don't want me talking about you. You know, I thought I didn't really mind it because you're already so big. Probably all the people who watch my videos already watch yours, but let me know, and I'll try and get in touch with you to see if it's okay that I mentioned you. You know, I won't mention you a lot. I won't make it, you know, about mentioning what you're talking about, unless you want me to. Unless you're like, hey man, I got some stuff that I want you to make a video about. Because I'm willing. I want to work with any target individual. But you know what I mean. Just let me know if it's not cool, and I'll definitely not do it. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Been saying a lot, you know, because I really didn't have a plan for this video. But I think I'm gonna call it something about hope is factual. Hope is factual. That will be the name of the video. Hope is factual. So I'm going to leave you with the name of the title of the video at the end of the video, so you know what you have just seen. The title at the beginning will tie in with the title at the end. Hope is factual. Alright, guys. I love y'all. Stay safe. Like, stay as safe as you can, and just hang in there. I hate that. It's not enough. It's not enough. We're going to get through this. Hope is factual.